welcome to another edition of Coffee with the Goose, where we talk about things that are interesting, fascinating, and irritating. I am the Goose. Glad to have you back. Got a lot of interesting things to talk about today. Boxing, oh boy. But before we get going, let's start with a sip of coffee, shall we? My coffee, as you know, very strong, just like my opinion. Got some creamer in there to make it sweet, just like me. Okay. It looks like Manny Pacquiao is going to fight Keith Thurman. Should be a great fight. But first, I want to talk to you about whether I know anything about boxing or not. First of all, I love your comments. Pretty strong comments. I'm a big boy. I can take it, okay? But try and keep the language clean, okay? Do I know anything about boxing? Well, I don't claim to be the world's expert, but I've been watching boxing for a long time. I remember seeing Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, and George Foreman, Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler. I remember watching all the greats back then and all the way through today. So I've seen a lot of boxing in my day. So I'd like to think I know a few things, okay? Now, you admirers of Errol Spence Jr., good for you. I think I mentioned in my last video, he's a great young fighter. Gave him credit. But I stand by my opinion that Pacquiao would have an easy time with him if they fought. So that's my opinion. I stick by it. Now, what about Keith Thurman? Keith Thurman is, like Errol Spence, an undefeated champion. He's 29-0 with 22 KOs. He hasn't, well, let me back up. He was involved in a serious car crash about 2 years ago. So he took a couple years off, injured his elbow, nothing too serious. But he made a comeback fight not long ago against, who was it, Josecito Lopez. Now, Lopez is a good fighter. He's not, top of the line by any stretch. So it surprised me. I know Thurman had to work off a little rust. I understand that. But Lopez hurt him bad in the 7th round. Hurt him bad. And it took him a round and a half to recover. To his credit, he did, and he won. And then immediately called on Manny Pacquiao. Okay, fine. But there's a little weakness there. All fighters have weaknesses. Thurman's nickname is One Time. And he's a big puncher. He's, like I said, he's got 22 knockouts and 29, actually 30 fights. One was a no decision. I think I had headbutt, something of that nature. But Thurman has not had a KO since 2014. So you want to rip Pacquiao for going for 9 years without a KO, and he had one recently, by the way. Well, same for Keith Thurman. It's been 4.5 years. So, the big puncher, is he a big puncher still? I don't know. We'll see. But he didn't show it against Lopez. Just like, oh, by the way, let me back up a second, too. For all you Errol Spence Jr. fans, he looked great against Mikey Garcia. Garcia's a lightweight, okay? And a great fighter, but he's a lightweight. And Spence couldn't put him away. Didn't hurt him one bit. He won convincingly, made him look bad, but he did not hurt him in the least bit. So don't tell me that Errol Spence Jr. could beat up or knock out Manny Pacquiao. Wake up. Hey, have a little coffee, a little extra caffeine. Come on. That ain't going to happen. Errol Spence Jr. ain't going to hurt Manny Pacquiao. Great fighter, though. I stick to that. But Keith Thurman, I'm not so sure he could hurt Pacquiao either. We'll see. It looks like it's going to happen in July. And I don't want to hear, I never make excuses for any of Pacquiao losses. And if Keith Thurman loses to Manny Pacquiao, I don't want to hear anybody say, well, he's still working off the rust after 2. No, I don't want to hear that. He's had a warm-up fight. He's not old. He's 30. He's in his prime. So I don't want to hear that. So what can I say, first of all, I need to remind you about Manny Pacquiao. Who's Manny Pacquiao? Oh, he's 40 years old. He's old. Okay. Yeah, he's 40. He's one of the greatest fighters in the history of the sport. He's an 8-division world champion. And you want to criticize, well, there were catchweight this and catchweight that. Okay, He's a 5-division lineal champion. Nobody's ever done that. And I think I mentioned this before. He's knocked out 6 undefeated fighters, and he has defeated 21, 22 world champions. Think about that. No one in the history of boxing has ever done what Manny Pacquiao has done. So all the criticism of Pacquiao about his resume falling on deaf ears. I don't want to hear any of that. You want to talk about him being a little older, 40 years old? Okay, I'll take that. You want to criticize him and say he can be defeated because of his style? That's fine too. Or he's slowed down a little bit? Fine. If you want to make an argument about anybody beating Manny Pacquiao, bring me some facts. I don't want to hear, nonsense. I want to hear facts, okay? Oh, and what about Floyd Mayweather? Well, you got me. We're all wishing upon a star. Everybody wants to see Pacquiao take on Mayweather again. Everybody except Floyd Mayweather. You know why? Because he's smart. Floyd Mayweather knows when Manny Pacquiao fights anybody a second time, it's going to be a real uphill battle. I don't think Pacquiao has ever lost a rematch, not the first rematch. Look it up. Many fights in his resume. Pacquiao is very dangerous at a rematch. And again, he's a very smart fighter, and his corner is extremely smart, and they know what to look for. And nothing prepares you for a fighter like having fought them once before. Let's not forget, they're on the same team now. I don't want to say, I don't know if Floyd is Manny's boss or not, but they're in cahoots. So I'm still hoping, I'm not going to make a prediction that they're going to fight again. I'm hoping they will, and I think it's a reasonable assumption that they will. When? I don't know. But I still think that Pacquiao can beat him because Pacquiao is one of the all-time greats. Pacquiao's healthy. He wasn't when they fought the last time. And there are other things behind the scenes that you guys know about. The shot that he couldn't get, his shoulder injury, the injection that Floyd did get that was illegal. Oh, I'm sorry. I said I wasn't going to talk about that. But there are many reasons Pacquiao lost that first fight. I'm not going to make excuses saying he was robbed. He wasn't. Floyd beat him, hands down, very convincingly. Floyd's one of the greatest fighters. One of the greatest boxers ever, not a fighter. So what will happen if Pacquiao fights Keith Thurman? It should be a good fight. Thurman, like I said, he's undefeated. One thing he has shown a weakness for, and that's body shots. And Pacquiao will go to the body. Pacquiao's a smart fighter, and he has a very smart corner. Boo Boy is a very intelligent trainer. Freddie Roach is a Hall of Famer. Justin Fortune is top-notch strength and conditioning coach. He's got some smart cookies in his corner, and they'll do their homework, and they'll know where to attack Keith Thurman, and body shots is one of them. Also, one thing Pacquiao can take advantage of, he's left-handed. Keith Thurman hasn't fought against a left-hander since 2015, so it's a big weapon, no doubt about it. Pacquiao, I don't know if he's quicker puncher than Thurman. He's very fast with his hands, but nobody's quicker than Pacquiao on his feet, and that's half the game of boxing is moving around, offensively and defensively. As you know, Pacquiao defeats his opponents with speed and angles, and he's fought many fighters who are taller and have greater reach. He knows how to get inside and land the big punches. And as I said before, and you guys know this if you've watched Pacquiao fight or if you've read anything about him, he not only wears his opponent out after just a few rounds, but he wears them out psychologically. It takes a lot out of you trying to keep up to this guy physically, but it wears on you psychologically. Should be a good fight. I'm not going to say Pacquiao will knock Keith Thurman out. You never know. But Pacquiao will will win convincingly. I have no doubt about it. And again, bring me your comments. I'd love to hear it. Even if you think I don't know what I'm talking about, well, maybe so, but bring me the facts, okay? That's it for this edition of Coffee with a Goose. Love to have you join us. Oh, by the way, we're on Facebook. Check us out. We'll talk to you next time. Take care.